GMB Pros, welcome everyone that's here on the live. We have Aaron just coming on, Mike, George. I appreciate you guys. Those that are catching the replay, I appreciate you guys, everyone that is on here. Those that are catching the replay as well. It's funny, you don't realize how many people look forward to that replay till it's not there. So actually, William was working on that yesterday, getting all that caught up as far as the replays are concerned. So, guys, welcome once again to GMB Pros on a Friday. Um, Please remember, William and I's goal for the GMB Pros is twofold. One is to help you grow your agency, right? And number two is help you um, get better results for your clients, right? And we do that. We try to come on live about two, three, sometimes five times a week, bringing on a guest. That way they can give you over the shoulder examples and training and whatever the subject is on that particular time. Today you have me, guys, and then this can be implemented on any business. Today we're going to talk about the biggest SEO mistakes. Don't ruin your on-page SEO. You know, this can be applied to any plumber site, any lawyer, any service-based business, really any type of business, e-com, um, B2B, B2C clients. It's really what I call like best practices on SEO. Don't ruin your on-page SEO because it won't matter what else you do after that. Um, it's almost it just won't matter, right? If your page is not set up properly, if you're not doing the best practices, it's just gonna be a bucket with holes. You're fishing in a lake without any fish. Nobody knows where you're at, no engagement, no awareness of your business, no matter what your business is. So you have me today. I'm going to cover these, what I call like best practices. And I'm also wanting to give you some examples. So guys, if you have any questions throughout this presentation, feel free to put it in the chat. If it triggers anything, and that's my ultimate goal. It's like, okay, I forgot about this or I forgot about that. Or, if you're a business owner catching the replay, like, what is Alfred talking about? The goal here is, if you catch it on the YouTube channel, Williams or my channel, that you'll see like, okay, now that makes sense. And then I'm going to try to connect the dots, right? Put the puzzle together, why SEO on page makes a huge difference. Um, my buddy, my bestie, Lead, mentioned this and I never forgot it. And it made so much sense. And I never thought about it the way when he put it out there, the way he said it. One was, or the biggest thing he says, when it comes to on page, getting it right, and the better you do an on page, the more you get right on page and dial it in and like solid, right? The less you'll have to do off page, the less you'll have to do, or how can I say it? If with all this on page, if you get that nice and tight, people will say like off page. If let's say they say you have to do 15 of this off page things, you'll have to do a lot less, one or two or three things, depending on the niche, depending on the population, depending on how competitive it is. If you get your on page dialed in, the less you'll have to do off page to get awareness, to get engagement, right, onto your page, for Google to recognize who you are. So when customers look for your business, that they will find you. So hopefully that paints a picture of how important, and I'll get into it, connecting the dots, but that's the way. If you get the stuff that I'm going to talk about dialed in pat, the less you have to do off page, the less you have to do um, with maybe stuff that you don't have control over. Okay. And again, I'll paint the picture, I'll go in deeper, give you some examples on each and every one of these areas. Like, okay, when I talk about this, this is where you find it. This is why. This is the connections that you have with some of this stuff. So um and when I mean by stuff, I mean the on page, the technical on page from content, right? And I'll dive right into it. Everything, and you guys have heard me say this before, everything. It doesn't matter what you're doing in SEO, with YouTube, with Google, with Facebook, anything digital, it all is going to start off of your keywords, right? Duh, right? It's all based on awareness and engagement to you, based off of, let's say, proximity. Okay. I think that's the number one, especially for your plumbers, your roofers. It's all based on proximity, right? You're not going to drive 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different states to do this, to do your service, to practice your law, to practice your, go to a house for a plumber, right? So it's proximity. It all starts off a keyword. So if Google, if you're in a particular city, if you're in a particular town, and somebody searches for you, types in a specific keyword, that Google knows who you are, where you're at, and what you're trying to do, right? So keywords, when I say keywords, guys, and anytime in for future or past, anytime when I say keywords, what do I mean by that? I mean entities, variations of the keyword, LSI or NLP, right? That's what I mean by keywords. What are entities? Stuff that's attached, like to Wikipedia, stuff that Google knows, you have an entity. So if you type in that particular word, Google knows. You can usually you find like a Wikipedia page, a knowledge panel on that. Um, yeah, no problem, Aaron. Thank you. So that's what I mean by entities, right? It's gonna be those three things. And when I say keywords, I'm sorry, so entities, variation, and variation is like a synonym, right? Like what is the key? What is another way of saying that particular keyword? Uh, without using that particular keyword, a variation, or words that are associated with your particular keyword, a variation of that particular keyword, right? And then LSI or NLP, um, what, how can I describe that? It's how you, maybe how you put your projects together, how you put the words together, how you have that combination. So it's geared towards, and if you get the variations and the entities correct, the NLP is going to be super easy, and it's based like on content, on density, the word count of a particular word. So that's what I mean when I say keywords. It's those three different categories of the keyword. And Xavier's on here. We were just talking about like um his project that he has going on. So he wants to put a website, and it's just not a matter of just putting the website together. It's putting it with that balance that you want Google to be aware of you, and you want your clients to have engagement with you, that they find you in your particular area with your specific keywords that you're trying to go after. So guys, I'm hopefully this makes sense. I'm trying to paint this picture. Just follow along with me. I'm going to take you down this path. Hopefully you pick up what I'm putting down. So let's jump right into it, right? So some of the areas on page SEO that could work, that can ruin if you don't get this right, is going to be unoptimized meta tags, meta title, and meta description right off the top. So if you've been with me on a Zoom call, and we're going through your website, one of the things I described is one of the first places Google looks at is right from the top, right? They'll look at your URL, and then they'll look at your meta tag title and your meta tag description, and then we're gonna go down from there. So unoptimized meta title and description, especially in your descriptions. So a lot of times we use like WordPress, right? Different platforms, and there'll be different optimization tools that are out there that get, that help you um hey, optimize this by character. And one of the flaws that we see is that it'll say like, hey, you only have like 260 or you only have like 90 characters. Don't fall into that trap, guys. Don't fall into that trap of, especially in your description, put all your three categories of the keywords right in there. Because Google will also make those changes for you. So if you give it enough information, you're hoping that they pull from there. They'll test from your different meta descriptions that they'll pull when you're doing your search. It'll change it up for you. But optimize that in those three categories. As far as the title, the way I like to do it is depending on the page, if it's the home page or your service page. I'm going to focus on, let's say, your plumber drain cleaning page, or whatever your service page may be. Usually your keyword, you want to build a whole page on that particular keyword, which is a lot of times your service page. You want to, you're a plumber, your junk removal, right? What are your main keywords or your main categories of service that you offer, right? That you can put, and then, so for example, let's say plumber, drain cleaning. While drain cleaning is your main keyword, you should have a drain cleaning page as one of your services. So what I'm trying to get to, on that particular page, on your title, you should have the keyword first, drain cleaning, the city that you're in. So Hesperia, you know, um, whatever your city is, San Diego, LA, and then your brand at the end. So that's kind of the cadence on your title that generally you want to follow. Now, what I'm saying, guys, is optimize your title, optimize, don't fall into the trap of that description being boxed into a certain number. Extend the description as far down as you can. And then on your title, there, and you'll see different variations of that. Some, I'm not saying this is gospel or this is the only way, but just trying to give you a frame, kind of like a structure to follow. Keyword, location, and then your brand second. So that's one of the ways that you can under optimize, okay, your on page. And to, if you don't do that, it's going to affect your awareness with Google and your engagement with your clients, finding you being on page one. That's the idea, right? Being on page one to give you those opportunities to get those phone calls. Another area, and I'll break this down for you guys as we go on. I'll give you an example. Another area is multiple H1s in the headers, okay? And I'll go into details again, describing where this is at and what this looks like. But multiple H1s, especially if you're doing like other like Google Search Console, especially if you're doing like Bing, web tools, especially with Bing, there's some search engines that are more like technical. If you have more than one H1, it will penalize you. It will give you problems, especially with Bing. So multiple H1s. Again, your H1 should be one per page. And this is like best practices, and it should be focused on the example that I just gave. Let's say it's drain cleaning. Your H1 should have just drain cleaning on there. That should be the keyword. So what you're doing is from your URL at the top, it has drain cleaning in your URL. Your title tag has drain cleaning. Your description has all the variation, all the different keywords, drain cleaning. Your H1 has drain cleaning. The first sentence of the first paragraph has drain cleaning. So you're telling Google exactly what you do, what this particular page is about, where you're at. It's super simple. Now, with that being said, one H1 on your on page, right? Here's another mistake that I see. Empty H2s through, let's say, H4s or even H5s. Okay. Don't leave those empty. Optimize that with variations of the keyword. Optimize that with entities of that particular keyword, whatever it may be. So don't leave those opportunities, because with and with this, guys, it also is going to give you a how can I say, um spread out your ranking factors, give you a diversity of ranking factors. You turn on the basic ranking factor levels. So if Google, with this as well, if Google, couple of things, if Google has an update, you won't get affected as much. Okay. Number two, if you do get affected, you'll bounce back. And also with this stuff here, if you fall victim as a business owner, or you forget as an SEO, or you're checking your SEO guy, um, if you're farming this out, right, or using a white label, you can check them. These are basic stuff you can see on any website, and I'll connect these dots. So make sure you utilize these factors. Spread out your diversity of ranking factors. Number two is like, or as I move on the list, guys, I think we're number four. Number five is the word count. Okay. So a lot of times it's a very thin word count. So if I use Cora, okay. So if we run a Cora report or any audit of your website, you'll see that it's thin in content. It'll be the word count. It'll be very low, or the density of a particular word. SEO Quick actually breaks down. Chris Palmer, you really utilize this. It'll break down the different keywords that your competitors have. And the explain to me this like type of thing where, hey, I don't have enough variations of the keyword. I don't have enough entities. My competitors are outbeating me. This is like low hanging fruit, guys, where we can take a look at your site. Well, of course, you're going to be low on these things where Google doesn't know what you're about or needs a little bit more, because you have such thin content. Your competitors have 1,000, 1,500 to start, and you have 5, 6, 300. I even seen 200. You don't have enough of those entities in there. You won't have enough H1s, H2s, H3s, all the way to 4 and 5, because you don't have enough content. And here's another thing with this list that I'm giving you guys. You'll see like SEOs like, man, I can turn you around in a week or two or in 30 days, right? It will be these low hanging fruits that will move the needle very quickly and very positive and matter within your website. Just with this stuff alone, super simple. Another area of opportunity that I see is especially your location pages, right? Won't have your GMB or the Google Business Profile connected to the site. Remember, we're trying to connect the dots with Google with proximity, the keywords, what you do, where you're at, right? And with Google My Business, that's kind of connecting the dots. And then within Google My Business, you can put certain things of keywords, your services, your product, more descriptions. You can actually put the URL to specific websites or URLs of your domain, right? Especially with your services. So connect your GMB with your website, right? If you have multiple locations and you have location pages, put your GMB in those pages, right? If you only have one location, put the GMB on the footer of all your pages. Okay. Another area of opportunity that will make a difference is your schema, right? A little bit of advanced schema period to help Google. So the way it was described to me is schema is a language that all the search engines came together to say, hey, this is a language, this is a code, this is a schema that all our crawls, all our little spiders that go out there, what is this website about? Bam, they can go in there really quick and look and then make quick decisions, right? Instead of like, okay, man, there's no schema there. Let's look deeper. Let's work harder. And then they only give you a brief time to do that, right? And then boom, you spent your budget and they're gone to the next time um, they they um, they come back. Do you mean put the link of the GMB? No, I mean like put the map embedment on there, and I'll show you how to get that map embedment, what that kind of looks like. But I'm literally putting the map embedment onto the let's say the footer of the page, 100%, Mike. So schema is another one. Put schema. There's tools that you can utilize to help you with even more advanced schema, but schema is definitely a big winner. Pictures, how can I say this? Image SEO is what I'm really trying to say. Your images really optimize the alt tag or the image alt text, I should say, description and the title of it. That will definitely, Google reads those. It'll give you a slight edge. Not everybody does it. This is a very, because it's very time consuming. It's very tedious. You have to get creative. If you guys catch previous GMV pros, Honey was on here. She gave us a free tool, like, because you got to be creative with the names. What can I come up with? She keeps it simple, effective, minimum dosage of effectiveness with a free tool on your image. But granted, yes, you have to take each image. So it could be very tedious, but very effective and give you that edge over your competitors. So image SEO for sure. Now here's another one that I see it like all the time. People drop the ball. Now, when we talk about backlinks, the way I like to describe it is when you're in high school and all the popular kids, right? We know that there's popular kids, everybody knows them. And if you're associated with them, like, man, you become a little bit more popular. Your status kind of changes a little bit. That's what a backlink is getting the popular kids to kind of know you. With interlinking is kind of like self-interlinking, like, hey, like, I don't know, promotion, getting Google to associate with like supporting content to your particular page or service page. But interlinking is huge, from service to service, from blogs to the services. The way you have it spidered out your page, the structure of it, it's definitely, interlinking is a huge, huge deal. In fact, I gave Xavier an example. We won't use those examples I showed you, Xavier, but I showed him how you can take your location page, make it about the location, things to do about that to be solid on your location, and very little interlinking to your services, but effective. Okay. And then even within your services pages, interlinking, you're in junk removal, you're a plumber, you're a roofer, you know how to associate certain things within that niche. Roofers do gutters, right? Seamless gutters. What's that? Moonlight window right on your roof. You can associate certain things to help you, and that's a variation. That's different entities of what you do, right? So it'll help you. So interlinking is huge. That I see a great opportunity. It's like I said, this is all about, if I handle my on page, my off page, I'll have to do a lot less effective. Guys, a lot of SEO, a lot of agencies, when they audit your website, right? These are the things that they look at, and these are the opportunities. And they said, boom, I can help you. I can help you fairly quickly. You'll see effect. You'll be headed in the right direction. These are the little things that, man, it's a low hanging fruit, and it'll make that needle move. Definitely. Now here's a new one that I've even fell victim to, is your anchor text. Anchor text. And there is so much to learn and so much you can get into anchor text. With like generic anchor text, exact match anchor text, phrase match, contextual, branded, right? So many, and even your image and the alt text, it's a like an anchor text within for images. That's the for images, it's your alt text that works as your anchor text. Then you get like really deep into it, guys. Like, okay, what's the percentage should be like branded? How many should be naked? And what I mean by that is it's a word or a phrase or that is hyperlinked to another page. So when I say branded, it's like generic, right? William Jones Marketing, Purpose Mind Marketing, your plumber business, it's branded, it's your brand name, the business name, right? Naked, it's straight up like www dot, William Jones Marketing, www dot Purpose Mind Marketing, www.youtube.com, right? It's just it's naked, it's out there. And then you can also take phrases or sentences within a paragraph, or again, branded, exact match within there, and then hyperlink. But that particular phrase, that's the anchor. That is the magic happens in there. So Google said, hey, this particular phrase or the brand or being the naked, that is the anchor text, like the click more, learn more, or anything that's hyperlink going somewhere, it's essentially a anchor text. So you can take tools like Screaming Frog, and again, Lee, he came on here, look at the past. He kind of went through how to take Screaming Frog, take a look at your anchor text, and you're going to see a lot of times not to the fault of your own because WordPress will default to certain things, but you can go in there and change them. They will all be the same anchor text throughout your pages where you can use those to do variations of that. Um, some are blank. You have no anchor text on that particular page that you can link to other pages, utilize the different types of anchor text, but really optimizing that particular section. Um, that's another opportunity. Guys, if you want to like really dig deep in there and take generic, like then you'll hear a lot of that, like, hey, what's the percentage of naked, branded, and all that? It's really what works, what's working for you. But if you want to give it a number, branded 70%, naked, exact match, do 20% of that. And then everything else, as far as the breakdown of in your, 5% contextual, 5%, phrase match, that's really getting deep. But if you want to break something down, just give you a framework to work around, but it's really what works, and get those variations in there. Get creative in pulling that for your website. So guys, in a nutshell, I think those are the things that will move the needle. Those are the things that will ruin your on page, that it doesn't matter almost how much, if you don't have enough content, if you don't have any H1s, or multiple H1s. And if your schema is not there, if you do nothing to your pictures, your internal linking, yeah, not, granted, and me saying that, and I tell you, it doesn't matter how many backlinks you put on it, and it doesn't matter how much citations you do, or press releases you do. Somebody's gonna find, well, look at this one, look at this one, look at this one. Yes, but what we're talking about is not outliers, but more like best practices. What we're talking about is the best practices that will make the most the worth this the squeeze is worth the juice, right? That will move the needle, the low hanging fruit, what will make an impact. And then from here, you can build upon this. You can do good backlinks. You can do good citations. You can do some CTR. You can really manipulate stuff with this, but you have your foundation solid. And I think this is a great point to start as far as having a best practices and having a great foundation. of it. So what does this look like? Alfred, you just talk blah, blah, blah. What does this mean? What does this look like? So if, I'm a plumber, I'm a roofer, I'm in junk removal, like that's my business. What does this look like? How do I check the marketer that is doing this for me? If they're doing a good job, or if they're missing the mark or opportunities, because we all miss the mark, right? We're not perfect. Sometimes we fall short, but these are the areas that hopefully I gave you like aha moment, that light bulb comes on, and you're like, okay, I need to look at this and review, and we're gonna run this through right now. So let me share my screen. Okay, so we'll do here. Let's close this. Okay. So guys, let's do this. What I'm gonna do is come out of, and we're gonna do this live. I'll put my notes here to make sure I show you everything that I'm talking about. So let's go. Yeah, we'll go to New Jersey. We're already there. Whatever I was doing at that particular time. So now we moved our location with this extension, Valentine, and we're gonna search. Let's just and it doesn't matter. We're gonna do roofers, right? We'll just do straight up roofers, so we know that roofers do some sponsoring, some ads. So do Google guarantee? These are those here. So or Google has vetted these companies that you see here. Not every keyword will have this, but a lot of the service-based businesses will have this. So these are the Google guarantees. This could be very good, or it can backfire really fast. Make sure if you're doing this, guys, pro tip, answer your phone, reply to your messages, get reviews from those people that came from there, because Google will track it. If we hit this, we call them. Now here's another thing. Google guarantee is different than me clicking on them. So pro tip, I'm going off a little bit, but here, this is all the Google guarantees. You can put the keywords, the zip code, right? And then these are all the people that are doing the Google guarantee. And Google will rotate throughout the day, right? Google will definitely rotate this. Man, A1 has their marketing down. I actually heard a few of his well, this might be a different company, but A1 Garages or plumbing, those guys have it down. But um so this is Google T, and you only pay every time somebody clicks call. Boom, it'll trigger it, it will record it, and Google starts tracking you from that moment. Did you pick up the phone? If I messaged them, boom, did you reply to them? How fast you replied to them? You guys take a long time. It's all in a point system. You get low, you're not going to get rotated through here, especially if there is like a good 15, 20. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's a bunch of them, right? If you guys don't, if you guys do not answer or reply, you're going to get thrown at the bottom, and it's going to be harder to get on top of this rotation. Anyways, then you got the sponsored ad, and then you got your GMB stuff right here. So then you have Better Business Bureau, so Homestead Business. So let's take a look at, we'll go down, 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 down. So here, let's do it this way. It'll be easier. What I want to do is give you, this is the Google Maps here. So we'll go to the bottom page and try to figure out why, let's say, all heart roofing and construction is not number one, right? And I just did a search for roofer randomly. Let's open up their website, and I'm going to point out everything that I just talked about so you can see what that looks like. They might have it down, they might not have it down, but let's look at their opportunity. So one of the first things we know is they're on Wix. Wix is a little bit tough, in my opinion, to get some of this stuff dialed in, but let's take a look at it. So Wix, it's on that particular platform, home, about, roofer, areas we service, and more other services, remodeling, sliding, okay, painting, electrician. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. So they're in construction. This is more of a roofing company. They probably got started in roofing, and then while they're there, they were able to take care of a lot of this other stuff for the client, right? So first thing I mentioned to you guys is the meta tag. So let's go into a service. roof services. So this is a roof services. So on this particular page, here's all the services that they do. Okay, roof repair, roof replacement, roof maintenance, shingle, chimney cap, and skylight. Now, one of the things that you notice here real quick is they don't have pages for each and one of these. They should. They have one page with all their services. Google won't each page is one page, one keyword, and that's what they rank. They're not going to rank everything. So you might be diluting yourself or you're climbing an uphill battle with somebody that has a page on roofing, a page on roof replacement. So that's the first area of opportunity. Now let's take a look at their meta tag title. Now remember, this is roof services. So this is roof services and then their brand name. Here it is, perfect example. It's missing the description, guys. Okay, so no description. That's the first thing I mentioned to you. So just to show you a different example, we'll go into the maps. Well, no, let's do this. We'll keep it on Google, and then we're gonna do roof, roof repair, replacement, roof replacement, right? And we're just gonna scroll randomly, right? Random. So let's go to Jaime Roofing. Okay, let's see what platform he's on. WordPress, beautiful. So I'll show you two different examples, two different companies, right? And we'll see if one has it and where to look for them. So on this one right away, we can see, we use this one, missing the description, right? So let's take a look at Jaime. Where is his? And we'll try to keep it. Okay, Jaime, do you have your services? Roof, gutter, chimney, almost very similar, right? And you notice these guys are at the bottom. These guys are at the bottom, and it's very similar. They're missing the mark as far as having the pay. Okay, here we go. So roof repair. Oh, that doesn't go anywhere either. Okay, maybe the picture. Okay, so this is roof leaking repair, and then the city name and the zip code. They went all out with this here, right? So this is the first area that I would kind of clean up, make this just roof repair, and you should have another one with roof leaking. So let's take a look at this particular service. Aha. Now, this is what I was telling you about. Some of these tools will have, hey, you went too far. Ignore that, guys. Ignore that. Put all your good variations, entities on there, the description, put it all on there. Now, Jaime Roofing, he put the brand first, and then he put leak detection, and then the city. What I would have done, and this is a roof repair, is what I clicked on. Again, the cadence is roof repair, the city, just like he has here. And then the brand, his brand would go last, especially on these services pages. Now let's take a look at this guy here. This one's gonna be a little hard, and we might go to a different service, but let me show you an example of areas of opportunity. So he was missing that, and then you can see that his title tag is kind of funky there. Let's go to one of his other services to be fair to him. We'll do painting, right? Painting, no request. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, this is a roof painting, huh? Is that a thing? That's kind of interesting. So he did roof painting, all hard. Now look at his URL, guys. You can change that URL. This is all hard roof painting. So your brand, Google already knows it's your brand because it's in the first part up here. So just keep this as the keyword, okay? Then you go into the details that I'm telling you. So he did okay here, right? It's roof painting, and painting was what we clicked on. So painting, there it is. Then he put his brand. What I would put in the middle is the location, the state, the city, the county. But again, here's another opportunity miss, is no description, guys. And that's what I'm talking about. Compared to this cat over here, he has that description down. Ignore this long thing. Like, hey, no, because Google will change this. And what I mean by that, so if I do roofer, or let's say roof replacement, and if we go down here, like the description down here, That's where they get the it's in between your description. That's where they get all this from. It's in your description. Notice it's highlighting because that particular page has that in there. Owens cornering. What is the expert? What is expected during a roof replacement? This is your description right here, and Google will change that and test it. So the more you give it, is the better it is that, or they won't change it because you came up with the solid one. Okay, guys. So let's move on here real quick. I'm going to try to cover all these points. If you use this tool, here it is again, guys, multiple H1s. Okay, so in this case, it's multiple H1s. Let's look at, let's do this one. See, so they have two H1s, and if we go into the headers, we already know they're missing their description. Their headers, 2H1, roof painting, there it is. Okay, perfect. Where is the second one? Oh, right here. Ready to get started. Request a free estimate. That nobody's searching for that, but they might be searching for roof repair. So I don't want to confuse Google or Bing or Yahoo, right? Or Apple search, any of those, like, what is this about? Okay. And then look at here. Spread these out to, at the very least, to H4s. You know, maybe add some more H3s, maybe add some more H4s, which leads me to the second opportunity here. What is their word count? Okay, where are you? Yeah, let's do some of these, show it better than others. Oops. Word count right there. 600 is what it's coming up as a word count. The bare minimum, keep in mind, guys, the bare minimum 1,000 to 1,500. Yes, some niches, some areas, depending on competition, 600, it'll be fine. But let's just do 1,000 to 1,500 because it gives you more opportunities to put the keywords in the three categories that are saying, and you can cover that area and of expertise and give Google, don't let Google guess what you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish, where you're at, what keyword you're going after, right? So 600, okay? Let's take a look at this cat over here on this particular page. He has 600 as well. So we know in the New Jersey area, they don't require very much. But again, look, he has one H1. What is his H1? Let's go into the headers. His H1 is right here. So that if they're looking for this whole thing, you should just have your H1 kind of be like your keyword, right? That, you know, you can, like here, this is probably his services, the different services. He made those H2s, whatever, that's fine. But your H1 should be that particular keyword that you're going after, okay? So this is an area of opportunity here that you really want to nail down. Now, how, again, they only have 600. So your word count, where'd it go? Right here, 600 as well. So mind you, both of these cats are way at the bottom. So this is the area's opportunity that I would use to bring them up to be more competitive at the top. Okay, so word count, GMB. Who was it? Let me go. Somebody was asking me. Oh, I got a couple questions in here. Does the CRO on the website matter for ranking? Yes, yes, yes. But here's the thing, Xavier. When you come to click through or like start optimizing your conversions, I first want to get them there, right? Right? So I want to get them there, and then I want to figure out what's the questions, what's the call to action to kind of then convert them, because once they leave, they're gone. I'm pushing them to my competitor, right? So once they're there, I want to get them there first. Boom, gotcha. Now, okay, I want to optimize this for that. Can we put headings like H2, H3? Okay, you can, Norman, you can, but optimal, ideally, you want your H1 to be on top. Usually that's like your first big bold, like, you know, you want that to be right in the top section. But I have seen that flipped over. You've probably seen it here as well. But right up at the top, you want to make that, that's optimal for sure. Let's see. What extension do you use to change the location? So we have, Mike, we have a GMB section that we went all over this, but real quick, all of these, just look them up. So this one is that you see here is created by Detail. What's the name of this one? I think it's called SEO Detail. The location is it's GS Location Changer. Look that up. Don't look it up in an extension. Look up GS Location Changer, and it's under. It might be the first or second one. Is Valentine. I think it's the website. You scroll there and they're downloaded, install. But if you look at the GMB pros from the past, you'll see those in there. And that's I just use this one a lot. There's different ones out there, but this simple, effective GS location changer. But it's not in the extension, just like Klepper. You got to go look for the actual, do a search, and then you can download it off the website. Okay, so where was I, guys? Oh, GMB embedment. Okay, so I answered some of those questions. So you notice these cats do not, I should, before I speak, let me look. Man, this is crazy. See all the cities? This was effective. This still probably has some effectiveness, but you can clean this website. That's on the CRO that Xavier was talking about, right? Man, this is harsh. You don't need to show it to have this there. And I showed Xavier some examples yesterday on this. So we're on their homepage. They do not have their GMB on this particular one. Let's check this other cat. Now this cat has the areas we service. So this, no. Okay, here's another thing. You see this home page, guys, pro tip. And I got this from Brett at Mindsoul. Switch this to like categories within your GMB, like straight up the same categories to your GMB. So this is roofing. You have roof services. You can put like other categories of roof services or roof categories, and then put your categories and make your homepage. You see me clicking on it because I'm thinking I'm going to homepage, but they don't have that set up. They actually have a button on here. So kind of optimize that. Pro tip on there. Okay, so let's take a look at their GMB. And this is what I mean by you have a map. This is their GMB right here. See, it has the, I don't know. It has it on there like a map with your location, but map embedment looks a tad bit different than that. Here it is down here. So he somewhat has it. And sometimes if you, okay, right here, they'll have the map link there. So let's open this up and I'll show you guys what I mean by the actual map embedment. So you bring up your GMB. Okay, this is this cat's GMB. You hit share and you see map embedment. That's the map embedment, not the other one this cat has. Because it gives you the business name, the address, you can get directions, your reviews, right, and you embed this. And let me show you what this looks like. So if we take it here, let's see here real quick. So let me show you what this looks like. If you go to Purpose My Marketing, scroll down to the bottom. I think it's actually right there. You see, that's an embedment. You can play with the sizes and all that, but that's an embedment compared to what this cat had here. He just has some type of map. I'm not 100%, but it's his name on there. So he has some type of connection, but you see the difference in the map, like it has like all your info. And then the way you do that, I shared it right, where'd you go? Right here, go to your Google My Business, share, map embedment. Again, you can do medium, customize the size, embed that into like a frame, or you embed the map in get with your web developer, he can show you. But to answer that particular question, that's how you do that. So let's see, this cat doesn't have it. Okay, now here's another like tip. He has it somewhat, but if you have like areas you serve and you click on it, if he has multiple locations, each location could have its own map. So map embedding, schema. Okay, so if we look at this, on all these tools here, there's a schema section. They have schema. Okay, so let's look at this other cat. And each page should have its own schema. So we'll go in here, schema. They have schema as well. Okay, you will see a lot of times when they don't have it, it'll be blank and nothing in there. So at least they have some type of schema on there. That's what that looks like as far as in the tool that you can put detail. There is Ahrefs that you can look up. Let's see, there's another one on here. SEO meta, one click, you can get that info on there. If you click on it, these will almost, oh, this one doesn't. Hold on. Da, 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 da. I guess this one doesn't. Most of them have it. Like even Ahrefs, they'll have I thought they had a schema section on here. But this one does detail. There was another one I used to use. It'll just show your schema. You can export the schema, copy it to yours, and just change the pertinent information. Does the particular map embedment send a different signal? Yeah, absolutely. That's what I meant by connecting the dots, Xavier, because you're taking your GMB and your website and you're essentially connecting it. You're connecting those dots. So 100% it does. Should we create semantic topics for maps? Yep. Yep, Norman. Yeah, 100% for fresh and new site. Even old sites, even your existing sites. You could do an audit to that particular site, what you need, what entities, what keywords, what NLP you need to that particular URL, and just add to it. Not only new, but also existing ones. If you see your page ranking low or on page 2, or you see it slipping, depends on your situation. You can take that URL, add these things to it like a semantic topics, and then overall, okay, I think I get also your overall. Again, I spoke to 2 people yesterday. Order Williams' website. He has a special 20-page, 22, I think it's 10,000, 20,000 keywords, 1 month of SEO. But man, set that foundation right with the semantic topic or even your topical site map of your URL, because you frame that, you see the wiring, it makes sense visually. You'll know what to add as if as you build on for 3. So Norm, 100%. It'll make your life easier. You'll thank me later. Keyword research, content planners. You'll thank me later, especially with the topical map for the new websites. 100%. So interlinking, guys. Let me show you this tool. Hopefully that answered you guys' question. So interlinking, we'll take Ahrefs. You can take Ahrefs, go to, where are you? Where are you? Outbound links. You can highlight the links, boom, and then you can see these are your menu. Those are linking, but what I want to see is like some of these pages. That's interlinked. You see it highlighted, like it's obvious, these yellows, right? Book a call, there's another one. But I want to see some interlinking within see, these are all interlinking pages. So if we go to residential roofing, do the same thing there. Ahrefs, highlight the links. This is my like cheat sheet to like, okay, where's your interlinking? These are interlinking. Let me move our page out of the way. These are interlinking. This is roof, residential roof, leak repair. This one's going to, why is it this one? Wow, okay. So when I mean by interlinking, guys, is to another page. On this particular cat, if I click on it, it's going to go right back to the same page. Don't do that. Right? If I just keep clicking on any of these pages, it goes right back to the same page. Interlinking meaning other page. Let me go over here. Roof. Wait, copy of, I'm not sure which service I did here. What did I do? Let me go to a service he does. I see somebody asked the question. I'll get to it in a minute. I just want to show this interlinking real quick. Oh, no, he doesn't have actual. Okay, so this is an obvious one. Remember, he doesn't have service pages, so his interlinking is going to be horrible, right? That's his menu bar, but like all his services, oh, here's all this. Let's get the pictures out of the way. This one, you can see at the bottom, this goes to Right Way Plumbing. We can't, okay, what is he saying here? So guys, this is a roofing company, unless it's his, he's pointing to a totally different business in plumbing. We can, how can we help
because
you?
he has a niche related PBNs, Alfredo. That's his website.
Yes, that could be possible. But I don't know, roofing and plumbing,
Yes,
but this is, it goes all hard roofing company, right? But this goes to a plumbing.
Alfredo, that's a rank and rent site. Remember, the guy also has another site.
Yeah. So he could do a lot better with it. He's probably super successful even with this. I'm not saying that this is not effective, but I'm in New Jersey. I look up roofing and he's at the bottom, and I'm pointing out some opportunities of his on page that he can do. So, Henry's right, but I would interlink this more towards your inner of the website. Um, as far as getting to other services, but he doesn't even have those service pages built out. So hopefully that's what that looks like. That's what I'm talking about. You can use this Ahrefs. Um, Guys, as far as interlinking and tools, there's links that you can do it here. Total links, unique links, internal links, right? And then this goes back into right into the anchor text that I was mentioning to you guys. This is the anchor text, skip to content. So this is what I was talking about is you can change this anchor text instead of say skip to contents, like learn more about plumbing. This particular link here doesn't even have an anchor text, right? His blog is he named the anchor text blog. We can name it learn more other services. Be creative. Reviews, okay, reviews are reviews. Contacts is contacts, doesn't matter. Home is homepage. Or you can make the home, I don't know, best plumber in New Jersey, right? About some of this you can't avoid, right? It is what it is, but like the ones that you really want to look at, if they're all the same or if they're missing, optimize that, guys. Optimize that. This guy. So here you can see with this two what they are. Ahrefs, you can highlight them. On Screaming Frog, you can go into your HTML pages and just it'll bring them all out to you. Take off like the menus. You got to clean that list. Again, Lee went through that particular training on the anchor text that I think it's pretty good. Let's see, we have a question here. Should we create semantic topic? Okay, we said, can you visit a topical relevant site and check their schema is correct or not? Okay, so this is what I do. What I've learned with the schema to copy it. For example, we'll come here. We'll just do a regular search. Do a regular search. What was one of our keywords? Roof replacement, right? We were working on that one. So if we go in here, myroof.com, right? Number one, oh, these are paid. Okay, so we want to get organic. Uh, Spruce, the basic roof replacement. Let's take a look at that. Is this more of a blog or is this an actual decorating? Okay, this looks like more of like a blog. So let's take an actual roofer that's on top. Owens, okay, this is his blog page, but I think he's a roofer. And if I'm not mistaken, let me see, let me get this out of the way. Building more sustainable future. I think he's a manufacturer, but or maybe not. Let's see, what is this cap? Roofing, insulation. Why do I think he's a manufacturer of like roofing materials? So let me look for another one. Okay, Home Depot, Reddit, forums. If you're in roofing in New Jersey, man, there's a good opportunity there for you. Much related roofing company, no, most rated. Uh, Man, there's a lot of and I think the reason that is roofing calculator is there's a lot of opportunity of these not doing well. Okay, integrity roofing construction. Let's take a look at them. Okay, so this is a roofer slash construction business. That's someone on top. I'm not sure what platform they built it on, but I'm hoping, let me see. To add number in the title is a good practice or not. To add number in the title tag, like your phone number, Norman. What is the future and ranking of? So yeah, okay, yeah. I've seen it. Like I said, mine. This is not Bible, right? This is not like pillars. I'm just giving you a framework of stuff that's effective. I have seen it on there. Do it. You can do it. Let's take a look. We'll look at this one. This guy's rankly high. Look at he puts local roofing contractor. This is he's looking for this particular local roofing uh, uh, contractors. That's the keyword he's going after for roofers in the location and then his brand. Remember, I told you, mind you, this guy's on top, right? He doesn't care. You don't need to care. He stuffs it there. I have seen it though, Norm, the phone number. Oh, he has 6H1. So there's an issue here. This is why he's on top after I should correct that and we'll look at it here. Here's an opportunity. Remember, all we saw on top was sponsored GMB, and then we start looking at like these are blog pages because I bet you they have some of this stuff dialed in. So we'll look at this one. Let me move the chat. Detail. Bam, one. Right? You see that? And this is a blog. So it's basic roof replacement basics, right? But he's on top because we're not being confused. And okay, let's go back. Okay, where was he? That was him. And then US news. So that's a big news. I bet you they have all their best practices. Owens Cummins, I think he's a manufacturer. Home Depot, Reddit, right? Forbes. Those are big companies. Oh, here's one. This guy's really on top after all that, after all those. But these guys can't beat those guys. So the guy I picked, where was he? Okay, this is sponsored. This is page 2, I'm imagining. Okay, this 7-step, but this is a blog. Okay, I forget which guy I picked. I guess I can go back, right? He was way down there. Roof replacement. We look at this here. One, where was I? Where it showed 6. But there goes to show the people that are really on top, they have these basic practices. But speaking of schema, how to get schema. Okay, this is the guy I think I picked, integrity. Let me go up here. We'll get a guy that's on top for reals, or even this.
Alfredo, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Can you search roof? You searching roof replacement. That's a general search on a search
okay,
engine. Put the city name, make it local, so you can have more options for the websites with the schema.
makes sense. Okay, so let's do roof NYC. That's government. Oops, hold on. Yelp. Okay, RoofCon. Okay, let's take a look at this guy. Okay, advanced roofing services, right? What platform is he on? WordPress. Let's take a look at those details that I was talking about. So roof, and this is his home page. So this kind of makes sense. This is the home page, but you see how his structure's there. Okay, he has 2 H1s. He's still on top, but look at his word count. Okay, so guys, I'm not saying this cannot rank number 1. Again, like I told you, it's not Bible, but I bet you on Bing, he's not ranking number 1, or unless he has some juice, because Bing doesn't like this. Like, there's some search engines like the Yahoos, and they don't like this H2. That's why I said just put 1. Okay, so schema. You can take this schema here. He's ranked number 1. You can export the schema and just replace all the schema that they have with your information, because this is a winning schema, quote unquote, because I'm saying because he's ranking number 1. So if we go on here, and you can go Smart Roofing New York, This hotel, where's he at? We'll take this one. Is he a real company? This is a real company. And if we go into like your services, roofing, I want to take a look at what's he on? WordPress, okay. Details. Okay, mind you, this is roofing. So roofing services, city, and brand, guys. That's exact. Remember, I just told you the cadence. There it is right there as an example. He's ranked number one. He could do better on description. Okay. Bam, 1H1, 2,400 words, right? You see the best practices there? Let's look at his images. Guys, without, so his titles can be improved, but he has alt text on the images. So he's put some elbow grease on the images. And if we look at the schema, download it, replace his schema with yours, your information, boom, bow. We see the title tags, multiple H1s, empty word count. Okay, let's look at this guy's GMB. We'll go to his homepage. Does he have his GMB somewhere down here? You see what I'm saying? There it is right there. Probably not the one that I really want, but he has that map on there. So he's hitting that. He's hitting schema. He's hitting images. Okay, let's look at his interlinking. Boom. Highlight it. Okay, the menu. I'm not really counting the menu. I want the stuff like down below. Boom, 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 boom. So here it is. Roofing. That's going as roofing. This is going as sliding. That's going as external. You see what I'm saying as far as interlinking? So he has some good stuff there. So no wonder this guy's number one. Plus you got time, plus then you go to the off-site stuff. But it's like, man, it's there for you. Got to look for it. Guys, I hope my little explainer at the end or in the beginning, kind of painting the picture on here with using a little bit of the tools, how to get that clarified. Let me see. Norm, I hope I answered your question as far as the phone number. Yeah, I have seen it on there, but you saw winning examples of the cadence that I explained, right? Especially for the service page. It's the keyword, plumber, limo, junk removal, roofer. Then it is location, right? LA, Hesperia, Dallas, Florida, Maine, right? And then your brand name at the end. But I have seen people put their phone number on there. You put it in the description. That's not bad. So should the image title be different than the alt text? Yeah, mix it up. Absolutely. Right. The description. Thanks for the session. Yeah, no, not a problem. So going through some of these questions, what is the future of Rank and Friend? I think it's still alive. I know people making some money off rank and rent. Try to make it as legit as a service as possible, right? You're providing leads, right? There's paid ads, there is organic, there's GMB, there's rank and rent. You're providing a service to somebody. I'll give you a perfect example. In my area, Hesperia, I needed to replace some screens. There's only one or two companies, right? And one of them comes from down the hill for me. If you guys know Hesperia, it's on the way to Vegas. There's a hill, small town. Look it up: Hesperia, Victorville, Apple Valley. It's like the major cities up here. But in my area, there's only one guy that's up here. And guess who didn't pick up the phone? So if I put a screen service company, put a business, get those leads, pick up the phone, and start feeding, you're providing a service for them. So that's what I think. I think it's still valid. If people are still making a decent living, it's a great service. Plus, it helps you if you have an agency to practice on your own, to practice what you preach, to test things of that nature. It definitely helps. It's a good feature for that. Guys, I appreciate everyone that's on here. Mike, Norm, Harry, appreciate. I did get your message, Harry. I just haven't had a chance to reply, but I did get that. I appreciate you. Hopefully you guys found some value, some aha moments. Like there's one thing when it comes to like when people talk about this, but what this look like, that's what I mean by over the shoulder examples to help you with your business, to help you look at your SEO client or white label, whoever's providing your marketing, point these things out. Thanks again. Okay, when you come again, when will you come back again? So, Norm, look at the Facebook groups, the GMB Pros. Um, let's get on Williams mailing list. We announce them on there. So, for example, let me give you this here. Give you some heads up. Da, 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 da. Let me bring up my calendar here real quick. I'll tell you what we have planned coming up. So just to let you know, sometime here in the short future, I have Caleb, if some of you have heard of him. He was one of my original mentors, how I got started, what helped me to get to my first K was through Caleb. I'm gonna have him on here. And Servan, he's coming on here as well shortly. I'm gonna have him back on here. I'm gonna reach out to Monic from Search Atlas. He'll probably be on here pretty soon. So next week we have Riz Southern. We're actually gonna do a tool review that's coming up. We're gonna have Solomon from ClickX coming up next week, cold email and beyond, how to scale to 100K using his platform, his system. And then we're also gonna have Nathan. He's an expert in business hiring systems. So that's what I mean by bookkeeping with Nathan on the 30th for next week. So we're gonna come on 3 weeks next week. I'll probably do another one, so we'll be on 4 times, giving you guys like this is what I'm talking about. Caleb, how I personally reached my first 10K through his program. We have Solomon, how to scale to 100K using cold email and different things that ClickX offers. It's just not a cold email where you don't have to do anything. You don't have to buy the email. You don't have to warm up the emails. You don't have to buy the list. You don't even have to send this out. All customized cold email and other things that he's done, that he's doing on there, that is very effective. Can you please send me the recording, Chris Palmer? Yeah, absolutely. For this week, yeah, he didn't show up, but I did it. Actually, it turned out to be a good class. So
That's why I didn't show up, Alfred.
yeah,
Always I'm here for him, but he's
man, I know, I know. But check it out. William is uploading it. Yes, he uploaded some yesterday. So if he puts that one up, it turned out to be pretty good combo. We just flowed, but yeah. So yeah, guys, that's what's going on next week. Pretty exciting. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being on here. Those that are catching the replay, follow me on YouTube, Evergreen SEO with Alfredo. Follow William Jones on the YouTube. You'll see the replays on there as well. With that being said, guys, much love, much success. I'll catch you on the next one.